Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. I am Mindy, your podcast host, and today I have a really special episode. I have Matt and Chrissy Stewart, a local Kansas City couple who have a story that is both hard to think about, but also incredibly inspiring. They're a married couple, 3 kids, and both of them are facing cancer. I was referred to them to hear their story, and it is one for the books. Literally, they're authors. They are storytellers. They have the most positive energy, and we talk about them really grabbing life by the reins, embracing it, and spending the time that they have doing all the things, of course, that they want to be doing the most. They are funny in their storytelling. They are straightforward in how this approach and journey has been for them. And they are truly contagious in the way that they are looking at life and how to make the most of the time that they have. And there are so many ways that we can support them. And I hope that you guys listen to this episode. I hope that you enjoy them as much as I did, and that you can support them in all the things that they're doing, because they're an incredible couple with an incredible family that I can't wait for you to hear their story. Well, thank you so much for coming in for the podcast. We have Matt and Chrissy Stewart here. So excited to have you guys in.
Thanks for having us.
Yes. So shout out to Brandy Russell, mutual friend, really good college friend of mine who referred me to you guys.
She's the best.
She is the
so
best.
Smart.
She's so smart.
She's a genius. I mean,
yeah.
Recommending us.
You heard it here, Brandy. Yeah, she is a genius. Yeah.
She's
No,
the
but
best.
she genuinely is like one of the most thoughtful, intentional people, and she's also very much a hype friend, even in this realm for me, where she'll send me a sweet message just being I'm loving listening to the podcast. I'm like, thank you, that means a lot to get that, and no doubt that she's done that with you guys, over the years. So shout out to Brandy for getting me connected to you guys.
Good.
Yeah. Well, do you guys want to kind of introduce yourselves? So on Instagram, you guys are All the Things Memoir, correct? Which you started a little under a year ago.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to go ahead and kind of introduce yourselves, how you'd like to, of who you are and what we're going to talk about today?
Sure, ladies first. Go
Oh, gosh. Okay. I guess we'll get
sweet.
started.
Yeah.
Well, Matt and Chrissy Stewart, we've been married 23 years. I had to look at him just to make sure.
That's what we decided before we...
Yes, exactly. Like, right?
recorded.
Glad you remember.
And we had 3 kids, and we've been in the Kansas City area for over 20 years, and we just love it here. But how this story came in, and the Instagram and all of that, is I was diagnosed with a really rare sarcoma in October of 2021. And Matt has been working as a TV anchor reporter in the Kansas City area for over 20 years. So he's fairly well known in the community.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things that when we found out, we had a decision to make. Like, do we tell everyone about it? Like, do we go public?
Sure.
Or do we make it really private? Like, we weren't, we had a real conversation about that, especially because it was me and not him.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm more of a private person. Like, I'm, before cancer, I would never have done a podcast with you. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yeah. But times have changed.
Yes.
So we decided to go ahead and be public, and knowing that if our story now could help anybody, then it was worth it.
Yeah.
And so we dove in, and we have shared this for 4.5 years. All of the chemo and the trauma and the doctors and the, family life changes and the caregiving and all that. Like, it's so then, Matt got a little jealous because I was getting all this attention.
Obviously.
And he wanted to be a part of it. So in October of 2024...
Oh, now it's my turn?
He joined the party. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I talking too much?
Well,
I love the sense of humor, by the way, and we'll get to more of that too. But this is where everyone listening or watching can be like, "Oh my gosh, they seem so like,
I mean, I was just about to say we're both from Omaha,
Sure.
and I went to Northwestern for college, and Chrissy just dives right into the cancer journey.
Well, that's the way I like it. Dive right in, then we'll pull it back and get into the backstory. Yeah.
Okay, so, gosh, I'm just kind of whiplashed here. So Chrissy obviously had cancer first, in a sense. Well, actually, in a sense, I had cancer first because in in February of 2020, I turned 45.
Okay.
So it was my birthday, and Chrissy woke me up and said, "Hey, Matt, time to get a colonoscopy.
Yep.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to get a colonoscopy.
Happy birthday to me.
No one wants that.
Yeah.
So I delayed, I hemmed, I hawed. Time went on, months went on. She kept bothering me. Did you schedule it yet? No. Do it.
Yeah.
No. Then I started getting some signs that something might be off. I was getting some spotting, and I was like, okay, I should probably do this.
Right. Do not ignore the
And then
signs.
Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther, passed away that summer from colorectal cancer. And that kind of woke me up. And I was like, okay, I need to get this checked out.
Yeah.
So I went and got a colonoscopy in October, right? So February I turned 45. I wait till October.
Okay.
Get the colonoscopy. They find a polyp with some cancer cells on it. So they refer me to a colorectal surgeon. I go to him. We do surgery in December, early December of 2020. And basically they cut out a quarter-sized piece of rectum and put it under a microscope. And they said, hey, there's no cancer. You're fine. We caught it
Sure
early.
it wasn't like in the rectal wall or things like that.
Yeah, they want to make sure it
Yeah.
hadn't spread through my body.
Yeah.
So they basically said you're stage 0, which means no chemotherapy. There's no follow-up. There's nothing to do. You're
And you're
fine.
just like, whew.
I'm like, I'm like, oh, thank goodness.
Well, the
you know,
follow-up
I
was a
just avoided
colonoscopy
it.
the next year.
Sure. And I
Yeah,
did a
we did all
colonoscopy next
that.
year, and it was fine. So I'm going through life thinking, I'm cancer-free. I dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
And then here my wife gets cancer about 9 months later, and so we're dealing with that, right? And hers is very aggressive, and I'm the caregiver, and I'm worried about her, and I'm worried about life without her. And, you know, her prognosis is like a year and a half, and she'll be dead.
That's what they
That's
give you
the
at that
prognosis
time.
for her cancer.
18 to 36 months. And you know it's serious when they give you your survivable rates in months and not years. You know what I mean? Like you're reading that, you're
Absolutely.
like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I want to hear a bit more about the, obviously the reactions and what you guys did from there.
So all the focus, of course, was on Chrissy and praying and how are we dealing with this with our 3 young children, and I'm going to be a widow, and how am I going to live life without her? And I mean, all these things going through my head.
Everything.
And then about 3.5 years later, so it was July of 2024, I started feeling dizzy, and I was off, and I wasn't sure I thought maybe I had the flu. So I held off for about 2 weeks, but after 2 weeks, the dizziness was getting worse. So one Sunday morning, I asked Chrissy to take me to the emergency room. We did a CT scan of my brain, and they found about how big was it again?
3 centimeters.
3 centimeter sized tumor in my brain.
Were you just, what was going through your mind at that point? Were you
I was
flashing
floored.
back to the colonoscopy, or were you like
No.
something
Oh, no.
completely different,
No.
unrelated?
I'm like, I have brain cancer.
Yeah.
Then they're like, well, we're going to CT the rest of your body. Oh, wait, you have tumors in your lungs, in your spine, and in your rectal lymph node.
This all is just at one.
All at once. So I'm like, okay, so basically I'm riddled with cancer. How did I work out? I'm healthy. I had no symptoms except a little dizziness 2 weeks ago. Like, what's going on?
So like in 2 hours, we were like, wow, this is stage 4 metastatic cancer. I mean, we were in the emergency room like,
Oh, 4 days later, I'm under the knife. They're drilling a hole in the back of my brain, sticking forceps in, pulling out this tumor, sewing me back up. Then we did radiation. Then we started chemotherapy, And at first I'm like, okay, so I have brain cancer. They're like, no, we think it's colorectal cancer. And I'm like, okay.
You're like, wait a second,
How does this work?
Yeah.
Because I don't have any cancer in my colon or my rectum. Like, I don't understand what's going on. And what they believe happened is something very rare happened. They believe that maybe during the surgery, when the colorectal surgeon actually cut a piece of my rectum out, there was a hole there for a little bit. And they think that maybe one of the cancer cells was still in my rectum and escaped, attached to the lymph node, and then started pumping cancer cells all throughout my body.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm one of those rare colorectal cancer patients that has cancer everywhere but in the place where it should be.
Wow.
So,
things you would never think about happening, obviously,
Never.
Right.
without getting into this.
Never. And so if you just fast forward a little bit, because we're talking about it anyways, but my brain's fine. Had an MRI just a few weeks ago. No tumor still. We did radiation to kind of kill the tumor bed. I only have tumors in my lungs right now. That's what we're worried about.
Today.
Today I have tumors in my lungs that are growing, but they're growing slowly.
Okay.
But I just started immunotherapy about a week ago.
Okay.
Keytruda. So we're hopeful that will work and destroy the tumors in my lungs. We won't know for about 3 to 4 months. So it's just a matter of every 2 weeks, I'm going to go in, I'm going to get this Keytruda, I'm going to get chemotherapy as well, and we're just going to keep going with it, and we'll see. And hopefully, God willing, the tumors will disappear, the chemotherapy and Keytruda will do their job, and I'll be here many more years.
Right.
You know, and luckily Chrissy right now too is cancer free, so we're in a good place,
Okay.
all things considering.
Right.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So was there a point where you guys were both battling a stage 4 cancer? Is that
Yes. And
aligned?
I mean, absolutely. Yeah. So
We were both
And do
getting
you have a-
chemotherapy at the same time.
do you have a stage right now, or is it even?
It's stage 4.
It's stage 4.
Stage 4
but
just
you're
means-
cancer free.
I'm cancer free.
Stage
Okay.
4 just means it's metastasized, meaning
Okay.
it's spread throughout the body. A lot of times people hear stage 4 and think, oh, you're going to die. It's like, no. Stage 4 just means the cancer's in my body. And when you get chemo goes through your entire body. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter where the cancer is. If the chemo works, it's going to kill it.
Well, and typically stage 4 means that it's treatable but not curable, and
Okay.
which is still the case for me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a 95% chance that I will recur. So while I'm
Okay.
cancer free right now, they're
You
kind
can
of
celebrate right now, but anticipate an
anticipate that
inevitable.
it's coming back at some point. Now, is there a chance? There's always a chance, and
Sure.
we hope for that and we pray for that.
Yeah.
But we're planning on. I mean, the way I say it is that, like, if you had an outdoor event planned and it was a 95% chance of rain. Like, would you plan for rain?
Yeah.
Or would you say, oh no, maybe
That
not?
small 5% chance.
Right?
Yeah.
You would
That's a
plan
good
for rain.
comparison,
So
yeah.
we're planning for rain.
Yep.
And hoping for clear skies.
Yep.
And at minimum, maybe I can get, a year or more of no chemo.
Yes.
So kind of consider it. They call it a chemo holiday when you just
Okay.
are taking a break from chemo.
Yep.
So that would be incredible. So each month, each day,
Yeah.
is a celebration.
Yeah.
And I'll say if, I don't like saying when, but if Chrissy's cancer does come back, I believe Keytruda is what she'll be on as well. So we can be Keytruda buddies.
You can be.
Yeah.
Sounds like a commercial. So, like, when you're watching the news in the morning and you get the Keytruda or whatever Ozempic commercial, all the things that come on, you hear it every single
Could
day.
cause hair loss. Could cause
Exactly.
neuropathy. Don't drink with alcohol. Could cause death.
Maybe we can get you guys a commercial deal. That could be great, and then you could be
That could
like
help
the
pay for the
sweet-
Keytruda.
Yeah.
There
yeah.
you go.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Free immunotherapy.
Yeah. So
Just what everyone wants.
Well, first of all, okay, so I wanted to add in here when I was researching kind of the details of it. So you had a tumor the size of a watermelon,
I did. It was
and you had no idea.
Well, I mean,
How does that?
I
Well, she
knew-
had an idea.
Walk me through
I
that.
She
knew
knows
it. By the
cancer.
time it was a watermelon, I do. I knew,
okay.
but it grew very quickly. So it is kind of like a nightmare dramatic story.
Okay.
So I was just feeling like a little fuller around my tummy. You know what I mean? And my workout leggings weren't fitting as well. And I honestly thought, if I just been eating too much ice cream, like it was
Yeah, of course.
summertime, like
Yeah.
maybe I'm just gaining weight.
Age, any of it?
Yeah. And so I really noticed it. Like I finally was like, gosh, something might be wrong on Labor Day. So let's just say early September, right? Between early September and October 4th, it grew to the point where I looked 7 months pregnant. I have a photo of me.
Yes, I
It's
saw the
called-
photo.
Oh, you did? Yes. I call it the not a baby photo because I look pregnant.
Yeah.
And it's huge.
Are you feeling something?
Oh,
or is it just like a mass?
absolutely. Yeah, it's a huge mass.
Okay.
And by that time, I felt pregnant in the sense that it was pushing all of the organs out of the way.
Okay.
So like all the things that you might, enjoy at 7 months pregnant.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there was no room in my stomach for food. Like I had urinary, issues because there's no, place to store the urine.
Yeah.
It had pushed a bunch of fluids up into my pleural cavity, so I could barely breathe. So I ended up getting, before the surgery, they went ahead and took out the fluid off one of my lungs, and it was over 2 liters. So like if you can picture like a 2-liter soda, like that's how much fluid they took off my lungs.
It's hard to understand, especially as someone who hasn't gone through it firsthand,
Yeah.
how that could be possible that your
Right.
body could like withstand that or hold that. You know?
And it happened so quickly. So
Yeah.
it went from, you know what I mean, to that big, in 4 weeks.
yeah.
So I went in and had a massive surgery. I have a really cool 10-inch scar.
Battle wound, right?
Yeah, battle wound went all the way up.
Yep.
They even took my belly button.
Really?
I know, I don't have a belly button anymore.
Oh my goodness. Didn't even know that was a thing that you could
I
do
didn't.
that.
I didn't know either.
Yeah. Like, can I have that back, please?
I don't think that was the main concern. It was the,
No.
I just said that my, swimsuit modeling days are over.
Bummer.
I know, darn it, right?
New opportunities. Though.
Right, yeah. So then they took it out, and it's a really, really rare sarcoma. So it did take a couple of weeks to get confirmation of the diagnosis. They knew it was a sarcoma when they removed it. And so
What is a sarcoma exactly?
a sarcoma is a type of cancer, and it's a rarer type. So about 1% of all cancers are a sarcoma.
Okay.
And then my cancer is called Angiosarcoma, so it's a subset of that.
Yeah.
And then even within the angio world, you can get it on your scalp or your heart or your breast. Mine came from my ovary, hence
Right.
the whole thing in my abdomen and pelvic area.
Okay.
So really, there's a handful of people in the whole world who have angiosarcoma of the ovary.
Okay, got
so
it.
I'm really, really special.
You are very special. Yeah.
So,
that.
but in cancer, you don't want to be special because that means there are no treatment protocols. There are, the clinical trials are smaller.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do. And there's no specialist in angiosarcoma because it's so specialized.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have enough patients, you know what I mean, to have
Basically,
that.
only 1% of all sarcomas are angiosarcomas.
Okay.
So if you think about it, 1% of cancers are sarcomas, 1% of sarcomas are angio, and then 1% of angios stem from the
Just
ovary.
getting so.
I mean, you're talking like a 1 in a billion
Yeah.
chance that Chrissy would get this. And
Right.
she won the lottery.
And there is no rhyme or reason. There is no way to
Don't
trace it.
think
There's
so.
no genetic tie.
No, there's not a
People
genetic tie.
want to think there's a way to trace it, but there's not. We live in a polluted
Only thing that
world.
they have
Yeah.
found is like, plastics, PVC piping. I mean, like I was maybe, I don't know, like had exposure to something at some point in my childhood.
I'm curious how much you guys have
But we don't
gone
really
down the
know.
rabbit trail to figure it
No.
out to
But
see,
think
or
about
if
it.
it's still
I grew
so
up in the 80s.
hypothesized.
We
Yeah.
microwaved everything in plastic, and we did. I mean, I don't know.
all the things.
All the things.
Same. Yeah.
And so here we are. And part of me is like, do we really need to go back and think about it? Or can we focus on
Sure.
fighting and dealing with what it is right now?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
When you get diagnosed with cancer, it's just a waste of time to sit there and try to figure out what happened and how this happened and poor me and woe me, because that doesn't matter anymore. That's in
Right.
the past.
Yeah.
All that matters is now. And no, we get a ton of people that want to hypothesize,
Yeah, I bet.
well, this is why this, and I'm like, no. I mean, we're not playing that game, okay?
Yeah.
We're dealing with the fact that we have cancer. We know what type it is. Our oncologists have plans for us. We're attacking it. We're living each day, and we're moving forward. We're not going backwards here.
Right. Do you guys share that same outlook, that positive sort of like, we're going to move forward? Because like I saw you talk about that in one of the interviews that you did, and I'm wondering how much have you guys sort of like grown into this together to figure out like, how do you approach day to day? How do you talk
Yeah.
about this day to day? Like, how have you evolved since this has happened?
I think we are both. He definitely is the more optimistic one, and
Okay.
I'm a bit more of a realist. Now,
Okay.
granted, I am also a healthcare professional, so bad things happen and people die, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You're not saved just because you're on TV or because, you look cute in a hat.
Right.
That's not what happens. You know what I mean? Right.
In honor of you and your
Thank
hat collection,
you,
which
my
we'll
hat
have to get to,
collection.
which I definitely saw as well. So yeah,
Out of control.
as it should be.
But so, so I do feel hopeful, and I'm willing to do all the things, all the lifestyle factors. And we definitely share the living boldly, living in the moment,
Yeah.
doing all the things in your life right now, because right now is really all you have. And not just if you have cancer, it's for everybody.
Right.
So we share that for sure.
So when Chrissy was first diagnosed, I'll go back. So her dad passed away a few years before she was diagnosed, and I'm a very optimistic person, and so Chrissy would just break out in tears, sad. She missed her dad, and I would try to cheer her up, and she would get mad at me. And she's like, don't try to cheer me up, just be here with me. So through that experience, I learned that sometimes when Chrissy's upset, it's not about trying to make her feel better. It's just getting down in that pit with her, holding her hand, crying with her, and allowing her to feel those emotions and let me feel those emotions too.
Yeah.
So when she was diagnosed, I think that experience with her dad helped me approach her with maybe a gentler spirit. But at the same time, I was, my job, I felt as the caregiver, is to make sure that she steps out of that hole once in a while. You can't spend the rest of your life in that hole crying.
Yeah.
And so, and I think Chrissy understood that. And so we really started leaning into our faith. We talk all the time. So that way, if something's bothering her, she can tell me, I can tell her, hey, I think, and then we started planning trips because it was like, we need something to look forward to.
Yeah.
We need excitement in our life. And so we try to hang out with friends. 1 year she's like, we're doing a Hallmark Christmas.
I love it.
One summer she's like, we're going to go to all the local wineries. We started just making plans and going out and doing and living. And that kind of boosted our spirits and got our minds off of the reality of our
All
situation.
those things you say you're going to do.
Yeah.
Oh, someday I'll go. No, go
Do it
now.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Yeah.
And it's a balance. I feel it's very healthy to, because it's a grieving process. I'm grieving, when it was just me anyway, I was grieving the loss, literally parts of my body and who I was and my career and the thought about maybe I won't get to see my kids graduate high school and I won't be at weddings or get to be or be a grandparent or all these things that we take for granted. So you're grieving these things, and I think that's healthy to do so. But again, you can't stay there.
Right.
So at this point, at least my rule is you can feel sorry for yourself for one day.
Okay.
And then tomorrow morning, you're going to get up and we're going to move on from it.
Okay.
So go ahead and feel it. Go ahead and wallow. I remember one time specifically you came home and you even said, what are you doing the rest of the day? And I'm like, I'm going to sit here on this couch and I'm going to feel sorry for myself. You know what I mean? And he's like, okay, have at it.
You do you.
Yeah, you
Want
do
some
you.
wine?
Do it today.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. But then tomorrow, that's done. And it's a shift you have to make in your mind with intention.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's done. What are we doing?
How long did it take you guys to get to that point? And I know you have different timelines of you first being diagnosed and then yours officially coming 2024. But how long did it take for you guys to get to that point to really embrace the fact that this is happening every single day? I should wake up and
months. What do you think?
For Chrissy, it was all brand new to us. So I think it took a while, I think, with Chrissy, and it was just ebb and flow, roller coaster of emotions. With me, we'd already been in the trenches for 3.5 years, and so it was kind of like
cancer veterans,
right?
Cancer veterans.
And honestly,
the whole family was. Even the kids.
Yeah, I am the positive one. So Chrissy was the one. She'd be the one sad, and I'd be like, I'm not sad. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm a fighter. I'm not going to sit back and let this cancer beat me. I'm going to go at it with everything I got every single day.
Can I ask, you were a former athlete?
I was, yeah.
You think that's part of it?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so why not? Because it's a podcast and we got the time.
Yes, we do.
But no, so I played college football at Northwestern University.
Yeah.
And I lived this experience of walking on, fifth string, moving up to second string, earning a full ride scholarship. I know the hard work it took to get there, to find that success, to play in Big Ten games.
Right.
Our team when I got there was the worst team in the Big Ten. We were in last place. My junior year, we won the Big Ten and played in the Rose Bowl.
Nice.
My senior year, we won the Big Ten again and played in the Citrus Bowl against Peyton Manning.
Oh my gosh.
I witnessed firsthand how hard work, dedication, and self-belief can turn a program around, can turn a person around. And so it was funny, when I first was diagnosed, I went on Facebook and let everyone know. My former college football coach, Gary Barnett, reached out. And he said, Matt, he goes, my heart is breaking for you. I'm so sad. I can't believe this. And I was like, Coach, everything you taught us when we were playing football back in the 90s at Northwestern, I am applying every lesson to this. Relentlessness, determination, just getting at it. I'm not going to sit back.
How incredible for him to hear that.
Oh,
right?
Because it probably wouldn't have come up otherwise.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But no, that's the impact I think that athletics can have, especially when you have a positive experience with athletics.
I say that being a non-athlete. So I really do. I believe this wholeheartedly, and we have kids who are athletes, but I've worked in the corporate world, and you see that either competitive nature or goal-oriented nature. And so I was curious. Yeah.
And the grit.
The grit.
You know what I mean? You're going to get in there and with cancer, as a cancer patient, you're physically uncomfortable or in pain and you're emotional and, it just us so much. But you have that perseverance.
And honestly, if I'm being real, and this is a big compliment to Chrissy, I think we're blessed to have each other because even though it sucks, we're both going through this and we're married and we have kids and our kids have two parents with cancer, not just one. The fact is that we lean on each other so much and we can lift each other up and we can remind each other of the why we're fighting. We're fighting for each other. We're fighting for another day together. And I'm telling you, if you're going through a hard time in life, whether it's cancer or divorce or you lost your job, having someone in your corner, it doesn't have to be a spouse, but a friend, a family member, someone to just lift you up, I think is so important to have in order to overcome the challenges of life.
It honestly like makes me tear up. Like I feel like we could do a whole other episode on like you guys telling people to have a happy, healthy marriage and family life.
Yes.
Because this is like, and you're vocal on this on your social media as well, which is a big part. And I want to get into that, how you guys decided to document it. But like, this is truly incredible to watch, like how supportive you both are of each other. Because people go through hard times and it can
lead to divorce.
Land in divorce.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm sure you mentioned your faith. That's a huge part for you guys as well. Yep. But I think it's just such a testament for people to realize, like, don't forget that is such a piece to help get you through.
Absolutely.
And don't lose sight of that. Don't let it go to the wayside. And I'm sure you guys have so many days that are not great and, but also so many things you do to keep that strong. So I love that. I mean, it's truly admirable.
So I had a thought when you were talking, when you asked, like, when did that switch flip, if you will? Yeah. I think that it was that vacation, and we don't need to go into the details of the vacation, but
although that sounds like a good story,
it is. But we went on a vacation with another couple, maybe 2-3 months into my treatment. It did not go well.
Okay,
and
with them. We were fine.
Oh, we were fine.
Okay.
Just the dynamics of everything, it was not great.
Okay.
And
not travel buddies to this day.
Correct.
Okay.
And it was, I don't know, I think it just changed our mind when I was like, wow, like this was like my 1 week off chemo and we spent time and money and energy to get here and the kids are at home and we're not with the kids and you know what I mean? Like, and I think we just looked at each other and we're like, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Like we're saying yes to the things that we want to say
Total
yes
clarity.
to. And we're going to have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're going to have fun and we're going to make this life meaningful. And we just can't, we can't do that anymore.
So so we're in Cancun and seeing this couple sabotage the week. We had an excursion the next day, just the two of us, thank goodness. And so we went on our own and we were just like, we don't have time for this.
We don't have time
for drama.
Yeah,
we don't
that
have
is
time
literally
to
at
fight.
the forefront of your thoughts every day moving forward. Yeah,
we don't have time to deal with drama.
Yeah,
like they can deal with themselves. We're not going to include ourselves. Like this is us. The most important thing is us and us having fun in this moment right now.
Yeah,
and we're not going to let anyone ruin that. Yeah. And that's our attitude with everything.
Yeah,
like because you go through life and people want to bring you down. They want to tear you down, and we're just like, I don't have time for that.
That is literally the world that we live in, which is crazy. And then much less to be in your situation where you literally don't have the capacity.
So we've gotten really good at setting very healthy boundaries for ourselves and for our family.
Great.
And especially around holidays, no unwanted guests. Absolutely not. The answer is no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Good
for you. Good for you.
Yeah. So I mean, there are just things that like we say yes to, and then there are things that we do not feel bad declining.
Yeah.
So I will say that.
Honestly, I think a lot of people would envy that ability.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of people have either
guilt
or
you don't need
feel
to have
bad.
cancer to do that. Do that for yourself.
Right. Yeah, take it from you guys.
You have to stop caring what people think.
Yeah.
People are so worried about what people think about them. And I'm not saying you should be selfish and be a jerk.
Oh, no. That's not what it is at all.
No, it's not that at all. It's just, boundaries. I think what you said healthy boundaries and know what you want out of life, right? I mean, I say this all the time now. I go, look, all we have is today until the day we die. Every single one of us is going to die someday. I might die before you because I have cancer, but we're all going to die. We don't know when that day is. So what are you going to do today and all the days up till death?
Yep.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So
true.
Take care of yourself and do what you want to do. Live the life you want to live.
Yes, all the people living in the past and all the people living in the future live in the moment.
Yeah.
Today. What are you going to do? Okay, so on that note, so I wanted to, so you guys have All the Things Memoir, which we'll get into, and you guys are both authors. You're clearly storytellers and writers, and we'll get into all that. on your Instagram, I looked through a couple different things that you posted, and I wanted to dive into this a little bit more. So your, what do you call it? Storytelling, documenting your journey, all the things,
I'm not
memoir.
sure what we call it.
Something in there.
I like the way you said it. It's
Okay, great.
perfect.
Yes,
We're documenting our journey.
You are documenting your journey, but it says cancer, like if people come here,
Yeah.
you're going to see cancer talk, questionable jokes, inspiration, and a memoir in progress. Consider yourselves warned, and welcome.
Yes.
I love that, by the way. How did you decide to document, if we're going to use that term, how did you decide to start this journey to show what was the idea and how has it been?
Well, I have a Stewarts like private Facebook page that was basically just for like friends and family. And I mean, it kind of grew to more than just friends and family, like that, somebody
Sure.
would, and I would come on and just give like, tell people what's happening and real honest and really raw. And people,
Were you always that way, or did that
I would say
also
yeah.
evolve? Okay.
I would say yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty. My mother always called me a direct communicator.
Okay, great.
I don't think she meant it as a compliment.
But it is working in your favor
It's
today.
working in
to-
my favor today. And I am one of those people like, where I stand and I don't play games and I'm going to just tell you what it's like.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I've always done that, even as a mother. Like I remember even after I like physically had my first baby, I remember being like, nobody ever told me that, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whatever.
All
you know
the
what I mean?
things.
All the things.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a disservice. Like this is,
Yeah.
literally half the population at some point will probably have a baby. Like maybe we should be talking more openly about this, and I can be honest and respect you enough as a woman to tell you, like, hey, you might poop on the delivery
prepared.
table, just so you know.
Uh-huh. And
that's-
your husband might see some things that he was not prepared for.
That's just
if
good
he's in the
information to
room.
have. Let's
Yeah.
go in. Let's go in it with our eyes open, shall we?
I could write a book.
I'm sure. And maybe you will.
Maybe you will.
Next on the docket.
So I was just telling the real story and wanted to be honest. And again, I just feel like people need to know because so many people either have cancer or know someone with cancer. And it evolved from there. And then finally, I'm like, you know what? Why are we limiting it? Because people were like adding people that I didn't even know or they would work with. It was just kind of an interesting. And I was like,
Yep.
well, I'm not saying anything that is this not necessarily private?
Right.
So then that's how we started on it. And it's been a really big learning curve because, again,
Yeah.
47 years old learning how to make a reel. I mean, I don't know.
Yep. Yeah.
So
we all need people working for us, don't we? To
I'm
be
just
doing all
throwing
these
it out
things in the
there.
social media world.
Yes.
Yeah, throwing it out there.
Just throwing it out there. And what's interesting, what people like and what people are interested in.
Yeah.
And really the feedback that we get is just a big warm hug. Because everyone's so delightful and supportive, and the 0.02% that aren't just get blocked and deleted. So it's no problem.
Yep. There's
Yeah.
always that too.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, my platform is Facebook.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I work off of. And, when Chrissy's cancer diagnosis first came to light and she gave the thumbs up to let's go ahead and share this,
Yeah.
my followers just exploded. I mean, not only were they watching me on Fox 4, but now they had this emotional vested interest in the reporter's wife.
Yeah.
How's she going to do? And then,
Well,
of
and
course,
people feel like they know you when you're
they do.
watching people on.
and it's great because people are throwing advice, and now some of it, but some of it's great.
Yeah.
Like there were enough people that were like, you should go to MD Anderson for a second opinion. That we went to MD Anderson for a second opinion. Like we're reading these comments, we're listening, we're researching, and if someone suggests something and we do some research on it and don't think it'll hurt us, we'll do it. I mean, we're
Yeah,
open.
you don't know what you don't know.
No.
And there are clearly this aspect of community for people to
Yeah.
enlighten you and educate you on something that could be
And
a
now
game changer.
it's going both ways. I mean, we get messages all the time asking questions or
Yeah.
even where I get my hats or,
Yeah.
Yep.
things like that. And it's like, yes, I am here for you. I will have coffee with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I am here I feel like part of, like if I have to go through cancer, I'm going to be here to support everyone else too.
Absolutely.
Like we're in this together.
Do you have is there one or a few things that are the most common things that people are asking either of you about when it comes to
I'd say my number one is my friend, my sister, my mom is going through chemotherapy. I wanted to put together a bag. What do I do?
Oh.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? Yeah.
People typically ask me, how do you stay so positive with the diagnosis?
Yeah.
Because they're wrecked.
what do you tell them?
Chrissy calls the first few weeks the time of tears and terror.
Okay.
I mean, that's just natural, right? I mean, your world is just blown up. You had no idea you had cancer. Now
And
you
you
have
just
cancer.
cry and cry
You
and cry.
cry
and
and
cry.
you're upset and you feel like you're afraid you're going to die tomorrow. I mean, it's just natural. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But what I tell them honestly is that I lean into my faith 100%.
Yeah.
You know, I know where I'm going after I die. I believe in heaven 100%. I believe we all have a soul. I believe that life after this is going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not in a hurry to get there.
Sure.
I enjoy this life. I want to live this life as long as I can.
Yeah.
But I think the first step is just stop being afraid of death.
Yeah.
Like, just don't be afraid anymore. It's coming for us all anyways.
Right.
Just focus on the living, focus on the moment, focus on the love,
Yeah.
you know, from family and friends.
Can I ask you a question if you're comfortable with it? How do you talk about death? How comfortable are you guys, maybe with yourselves, with your kids, with each other? How do you approach that subject today, knowing that from this perspective, not that everybody's going to die, like how comfortable are you talking about?
Very, maybe too much. So,
No, I love that because I'd love to hear your take on
like,
it.
if you are friends with us or hang out with us long enough, it will come up in conversation.
Let me read something
Right.
too.
Oh, okay.
Because this you put out there: denial about death is a luxury for healthy people. When you live with stage 4 cancer, death stops being hypothetical. It becomes something you talk about openly, plan for, prepare the people you love for. We're comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to ask you, like,
Yeah.
clearly people are afraid of death. People don't know how to ask someone who's going through a journey like this, like, is that something you talk about? What's off limits? I'm curious, like, your take on talking about it amongst yourselves or talking about it with family, friends, or me.
I'd say nothing's off limits, especially with our kids and family.
I want to say that about 3 weeks, maybe after Chrissy's diagnosis, we were sitting one Sunday morning having coffee, and she's like, "Hey, let's talk about my funeral." And I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" I'm like, "No, I'm not even ready to go there." And Chrissy's
Were you
like,
trying to be like,
"No, she was being real.
you were being real?
Oh,
she,
no.
she wanted to talk about it.
You think you're going to die, you want to talk about it.
She
Okay.
wanted to talk about it."
Okay,
And
yeah.
I was like, "No, I don't want to talk about it." And she's like, "Matt," she's like, "We need to talk about this stuff. We need to talk about a will. We need to talk about the kids. We need to talk about the house, you. We need to talk about like what's it." You know, my funeral, like we need to talk about it. And it took me a second, right? Because I didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I need to respect the fact that if Chrissy wants to talk about death, as hard as it is for me, I'm just being selfish here. Why not just let her talk about it and let's deal with this? And so from there, I think it's opened up. Even sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, let's talk about my funeral." She's like, "I'm not ready to go there yet."
Nope, not today. Yeah.
But don't you feel like after you were diagnosed, you had a lot more empathy with those questions? And then you're like, yeah, remember when I didn't want to talk about it? I understand why you wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My psychologist calls it like you want to wrap a bow on your life. You know what I mean? Like you want to finish it all up. And you can't do that if you can't talk about it. And you want to talk about it with your very, very best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's been hard. I call it having a good relationship with death.
Okay.
So you need to feel comfortable with that. I've also heard it said being comfortable with your impermanence.
Okay.
Like we're not, nobody's permanently here.
Right.
What does that look like? And what I have found interesting is that the people who are comfortable with me sharing these raw, real things aren't my very best friends. I call them the second tier.
Okay.
So like if you had like a circle of of influences, right? It's the second tier friends who care about me and love me, but their life isn't going to fall apart when I die.
Your friends are not wanting to deal with
You
the
know what I mean?
reality of that.
Close friends, it's too hard. It hurts too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, so sometimes.
But honestly,
that's
I
hard.
mean, and thank goodness for that, right? The
Yes.
people in your world
Yeah.
that love you guys so much and are just like, you know what? Again, not today. Don't want to talk about it.
But this is an example of how comfortable we are talking about death.
Yeah.
I was at the Fox 4 newsroom like 2 mornings ago, and we were talking, and I went into the newsroom, and I'm just like, you know, I could never be a politician because I have such a fragile ego. When you're a politician, half the population hates you automatically. And I go, this is the nice thing about cancer is no one says bad things about you, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, man, I can't believe you said that. You know, they're
You're like,
uncomfortable.
you said it. Yeah.
But I'm just, but again, like to
great,
Chrissy
though.
and I, it's just like, it's, you know, death is a friend.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't want to hang
You've
out
had
with
to
this
develop
friend,
that
but,
friendship.
you know,
Yeah.
I get it. Well, you know,
Well, and we bring humor to it. And
Clearly, I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you just have to make it funny and you have to joke, like, you know what I mean? Like, or like my daughter, I have been bald or semi-bald for 4.5 years and she makes fun of my hair. I mean, you know what I mean? But it's funny and it's not, so like, but she'll make a joke when like her friend's over and her friends are like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, I can't believe you just said that to your mom.
Without understanding.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's fine. And I was like, it's sort of ridiculous. I'm bald. Can we not joke around about that? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, so.
Can I ask too about the experience of telling your kids? What do you recommend? What was your experience like going through that? And I'm sure people have probably asked you maybe for some guidance on that as well.
Yeah, it was interesting. I read somewhere about this dad who got cancer and wanted to protect his kids and didn't tell the kids at all. And then mom went in their bedroom and said, you need to say goodbye to your dad. And they're like, I'm sorry, what? They're like, yeah, he's going to die. And they walk in and he's on his deathbed and the kids had no idea. And they're like, what's going on?
It's not fair.
You've had cancer all this time. We didn't know. They didn't have time to process
That'll
it.
rock you.
Oh, it just wasn't fair to the kids.
Yeah.
And so Chrissy and I right away were like, okay, we're going to be honest with the kids. We're going to tell them what's going on. We're not going to burden them with the heaviness of it necessarily, but we want them to have the knowledge of, hey, you know, I had a CT scan and here's what it showed, you know, and we try to stay positive in our messaging, but
Sure.
you know, and the kids have cried with us. I mean, we've had those tough conversations, but I think it's unfair to the kids to lie to them. I think you've got to be open and honest. They want to go on this journey with you. As hard as it is, they're going to be without mom and dad someday. And they want to make sure that they also can squeeze out every good moment with us along the way. So
and you steal that chance if you don't. Now, I will say, as a pediatric healthcare professional, there's a caveat. Everything needs to be age appropriate.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like if they're 4, that's different if they're 14 or 24.
How old were your kids?
Our kids were 16 and 18 were our boys, and then 11 was our daughter. And so she was just at the cusp of the childhood that I think there would have been an argument for handling it differently for the boys and handling it differently with her. And keep in mind, too, with the internet, like that 14 and 6, I mean, if they know what your diagnosis is, they're going to Google it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you want to have nightmares at night. You Google Angiosarcoma.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, so like we need to get ahead of that. So we were honest about what was happening with me. And obviously they saw that, you know, things weren't right. And they knew I was having the surgery and all of that you couldn't hide. And then we did seek a second opinion before I started chemo. So we went to MD Anderson, and that's when they really, I mean, just punched us in the face. I mean, it was like we still sort of had a little bit of hope, like, oh, maybe they're wrong, you know?
Sure.
And the moment came with the doctor at MD Anderson when I said, you know, I know the stats, like I've seen the survivability rates on the internet. And I was like, my daughter's 11. I want to see her graduate high school. And the doctor, he did not laugh at me, but he kind of scoffed and was like, well, like there's never a 0% chance, but definitely less than 5% chance that you're going to see your daughter graduate high school.
Wow.
And I think that was the moment where like it sunk in for me because you're kind of in denial. Like, surely this can't be right.
Were you appreciative or resentful of that approach?
I would say
because I could see both of like clarity, but also like
because I'm a straight shooter, and let's not sugarcoat things. Like, what are we actually dealing with? I just think it was hard to hear.
Yes.
It was hard to hear. So we went back to the hotel and ate a pint of ice cream,
as one should,
to deal with our emotions. But after that, each, absolutely each. Yeah,
hopefully
I don't share ice cream.
Ben and Jerry's.
It was like a gelato thing. Yeah, it was really
good.
Yeah. So after that visit, we went home and then had a big family meeting, and that's when we just came clean with everything. And I just said, I kind of picture us like we're on a boat together as a family, the 5 of us, and we're on really stormy, rocky waters, but we need to all be on the same ship. Like, I don't want there to be information that the boys have that Maddie doesn't have, but can they talk and can they trust us? Trust mom and dad that we're going to tell you the real information, even if it's hard. So we're all going to be on the ship together, dealing with it together. And that's what we decided, and that's I think has worked well for
Yeah.
our family. So
Yeah.
then when they talk, there's not secrets. I don't like secrets. I grew up in a household with secrets. No secrets.
Yeah.
We're all in this together.
Yeah.
And then let's support each other, because especially with those kids and those siblings, no one's going to understand what it's like to have a mom now and a dad with cancer than their siblings.
Right.
So when we're gone, they're going to be here. And I want that to be rock solid relationship.
But at the same time, you know, we don't project our fears and our sadness on them. That's not fair to them. You know what I mean? Dad's going to die in a month. You know, that's not fair
Yeah.
to just
In a month.
tell
Come on
them
now.
all my fears. Well, I'm just saying, like, sometimes you fear.
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
Sometimes
yeah.
you're afraid.
Sure.
So that's what the spouse is for, right?
Yeah.
So Chrissy
Yeah.
and I, we can project, but with the kids, we try to stay upbeat and positive. And luckily, it's been working because
Yeah.
Chrissy's still alive and
Yep.
I'm doing fine. And, you know,
But we're open to all their questions, and we say
Yeah.
you're welcome to come to any of my appointments or look at, you know, medical results or whatever. They haven't been particularly interested in any of that, which is fine.
Okay.
And yeah.
How have they responded? Now we can talk about the people.com article.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
Which is really
Yes.
Sweet. What year
Yeah.
was that?
That was.
Do you wanna share that?
25. That was just a year ago.
that's just last year.
That was
Yeah,
just
just a year
last
ago.
year.
Yeah.
Really sweet. So share the story of that, because this seemed like a really cool
It was really
opportunity for your
special.
kids and your
Yeah.
daughter and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those things where a friend of Chrissy's had gotten into the wedding industry, and so she had hooked up with this charity called Wish Upon a Wedding.
Okay.
They're based out of Chicago, and their whole job, or what they do, is they raise money to basically have weddings and wedding vow renewals for people with cancer.
Okay.
And they were looking to spread outside of Chicago, and they wanted to make an imprint in Kansas City. So Chrissy's friend was like, well, I have a friend whose husband and wife both have cancer. And Wish Upon a Wedding was like, great, we will pay for their wedding vow renewal.
Yeah.
So she reached out and said, hey, we want to pay for a wedding vow renewal. And Chrissy and I are like, well, our marriage is pretty rock solid. I don't know if we need a wedding vow renewal.
Yeah, we kind of thought wedding vow renewals were for people who like maybe had gone through a rough time and then now they're
Refresh
like
yourselves of why
refreshing.
you got
Right.
together.
And we didn't feel like we needed that.
Right.
Yeah.
So at first I was like,
At first
fair.
we were like, no, but then we told our daughter, and she's like, oh my gosh, you got to do it. I want, what if you're not here for my wedding? I want a daddy-daughter dance. I want
I'm
to.
gonna shop for wedding dresses with my
Yeah.
mom.
Had that even crossed your mind with this, or
No.
did she enlighten you with that?
I
She
mean, it
enlightened
did,
me.
but I mean,
Yeah.
she definitely, I was like, oh, I didn't think of it like that. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure
So
it does.
we went ahead and did it, and it blew our mind. I mean, we did not expect it to be as lavish and as elegant as
Really?
it was.
It was incredible.
I want to say 24 plus local wedding vendors all contributed
way.
their talents and time.
So they
to
get in
make this
touch with
special.
people locally to play a
Yes.
part in this. Oh,
And they all played
amazing.
a part. We had an artist paint a picture of us.
And
you
also
know, I mean,
very Kansas City, right?
Oh,
Yes,
so
To have
cool.
all
Yes.
the local brands
Oh,
and
it's
makers
great.
there.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it was wonderful. And,
Oh, yeah.
And it just blew our mind. And it was downtown, and we had a great time. And then they about a month later, they had the Wish Upon a Wedding had a fundraiser, which we were invited to share our story.
Yeah.
The CEO out of Chicago was there, and she said, hey, I have a contact with people, and I love your story. I'm going to pitch it to her and see if she'll do a story on you guys.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they were interested enough and decided to do a story on our wedding
Yeah.
vow renewal. And her name was Sam
Okay.
Gillette out of New York, and she's wonderful. And we've stayed in touch with her, and she did a wonderful job with that article.
What an amazing opportunity.
Yeah.
So your 3 kids were there.
Yep.
Your daughter wore your
My original
dress?
wedding dress. So this was a surprise
Amazing.
for Matt.
Okay.
Yeah. So
You obviously knew about it because you had to
yes,
arrange
I had
for
to
her
orchestrate it. Yes,
yeah.
yes. So she had a bridesmaid's dress because she was, of course, my maid of honor.
Of course.
And
I love this.
so when they went to do their daddy-daughter dance, she ran upstairs and changed into my original veil, gloves, jewelry, dress, everything. So
Had she, by the way, ever played dress up, done anything with this before, or was it tucked away in a box?
Really, it was tucked away in a box, and we were just cleaning out the basement.
Yeah.
Because when you think you're going to die, you don't want to leave a bunch of stuff, so you want to go through your
go through some
things.
purging.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we did some purging, and it was found the dress, and of course it was still like hermetically sealed from 20 years ago, and I was like, let's cut this baby open.
Yeah.
Like she was about the height and weight that I was when I got married, and I was like, this is fun. Like let's throw this
Yes.
on. So we knew it like kind of fit.
Yeah.
So so when this came up, I was like, what do you think about wearing my dress? And so it was really neat. So I'll let you take, because he didn't know. So when it came time for the dance, he's looking around like, where's Maddie? Like, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're like, Matt, come on out. You and Maddie, daddy-daughter dance. I'm looking around. I'm like, where's Maddie? And I was getting annoyed because I'm just like,
He's
okay,
looking at me
this is the whole reason we're doing this is for the daddy-daughter dance, and my daughter's nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
And then she walks down the stairs in Chrissy's original wedding dress, and I mean, just tears. And
Absolutely.
we're crying as we're dancing. And then Maddie wanted to do like a fun dance, like choreographed dance with me. So we choreographed Will Smith's Getting Jiggy with It.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And so
Great choice.
Yeah, we went to the dance, and just the first verse, we did kind of a choreographed dance, and it would end up being a great memory, a great moment for both of us. And obviously, I hope I can dance with her at her real wedding.
But
Of course.
if not, she got to dance in a wedding dress with her daddy.
Exactly, which made it worth it.
gosh.
So it was great.
That's amazing. That's so sweet. I just like the way that you guys are approaching this, just even talking about doing the trips as a family and having that happen is just, it like, again, brings a tear to my eye to hear about that. What else do you guys do? Like day to day, what's top of mind for you? Week to week, month to month, what do you guys do as a family to intentionally plan your days, your seasons together? What do you guys do?
I mean,
We've got spring break.
kind of normal stuff. Like
Yeah.
we have a family night every Sunday night, and it's mandatory.
Mandatory,
so
of course. Yep.
you must take off work.
We take them out to dinner, so it's an easy.
Yeah, I know it's an easy talk, but I
We
mean,
bribe them
with
going to
food.
dinner. Sometimes we play a game. Sometimes we just watch a show. Sometimes Maddie has homework, so after dinner she goes and does her homework,
Yep.
which is important too.
Yep.
And then we have a weekly phone call with our son in college. I mean, these are things that all families could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was kind of curious, like, are there things that you have absolutely started doing, adding into your regular routine, or things that you've absolutely stopped doing? I mean, we've talked a little bit about
would say-
boundaries.
Oh, sure. I would
know.
say we take very good care of ourselves, like health and lifestyle wise.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
that is top of mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we are working out, and we got a water filtration system, and we
Yeah,
eat
you
our
did.
fruits and
I need one of those,
vegetables,
by the
and-
way.
I have a guy. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, definitely all of those things on a day-to-day basis. We're getting enough rest, and we're trying to reduce stress, and
Yeah.
so for sure. But like with the family, can you think of anything specific?
No, I think it's just saying yes more often.
Okay.
Yes.
Right? Like if friends are like, hey, you want to go to dinner? Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to go see a movie? Yes. Like just trying to do more things.
You want to be on this podcast? Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Honestly, our perfect night is just watching TV together.
It's
you
the
know?
best part of the
What are we
day.
watching right now, by the way?
Oh, right now, go ahead.
The Americans.
Okay.
It's an older one,
Yeah?
But
yeah.
it's good. We've never seen it, so we thought,
haven't seen
why
it
not
either.
watch it. There's
I know
6
of it, though.
seasons. We're
Yeah.
in season 2. It's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just spending time together is
Yeah.
the most important thing. But it's not like the cancer all of a sudden we started every Friday where we do square dancing. It's not
Right.
like anything like
Ooh,
that.
we
Yeah.
should do some square
But there's an
dancing.
idea. Yeah. He's been
Yeah.
holding that one back from you, I think.
Right,
so.
right.
What do you recommend to people who, let's just say, as friends? I've got you guys in my life. I have a friend right now going through ALS. And they're in
it's hard.
Chicago.
Yeah.
And they're not here locally. And they can't always talk on the phone or respond to a text. What do friends need to know, and family, to be there, as something can take time and continue on, right?
Again,
Something
any
is building
kind
or
of chronic
growing.
illness, yeah.
Any kind of chronic illness, like what do you recommend to people who want to be there but don't necessarily want to bombard and annoy, and you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, how do you not
Yeah.
let it drop off, but to make sure you guys know that we're constantly thinking and praying?
Yeah.
for
Well, I
you.
think I love your idea of a text or a phone call, because you can leave a message and really have no expectation of them getting back to you. And you even
Yeah.
say that on there, like, no pressure. Because if
Yep.
they're not feeling up for it, because sometimes, there was one time I literally lost my voice for a month. And the thought of trying, my mom always wanted to talk to her on the phone, and I was like, I know.
Yeah. Please understand right
Yes,
now.
Please,
we can't do
please,
this.
like, give me some grace,
Yeah.
know? So give them all the grace. And I have a friend who once a month, and has been doing this for 4 years, sends me a card. She sends me a card, and there's usually, like something in it. Like there's a little sticker, or there's nothing expensive. Like it's not a sticker
Yeah.
or a bookmark or
But to
something
get
like
something in
it
the
like
mail,
that.
by the way,
yes, in
is
the
still really
mail.
exciting.
I know. So that's really, really sweet. And again, there's no expectation of anything returning. So I think that's really sweet.
Yeah.
So last summer I interviewed a young 20-something who had testicular cancer. And he told me that when he was diagnosed, his best friend just dropped off the face of the earth and didn't call him, and
Because
it
it's
wasn't
too
there.
hard.
And afterwards, he survived it, and he reconnected with his best friend. He's like, what happened to you? And he's like, well, I didn't want to bother you. You were going through a tough time, and I just didn't want to be in the way. And that's like the exact opposite of someone dealing with a health crisis. They need friends in their lives, especially good friends that are going to be there. So, no, I think what Chrissy said is really, really smart. I think just staying in touch is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Make it a weekly phone call and just say, how's it going? And don't feel like you have to
Send
lift
a funny
them
meme
up.
or something, a
Well,
GIF. Yeah.
Exactly.
even.
Yes.
Yeah,
Just thinking
something.
about you today.
Yeah.
But again, it's not like your job is to lift them out of the doldrums. I mean, you can get in that pit with them and cry with them and be sad with them, but they just need to know that they've got someone in their corner fighting with them. And all it takes is a phone call or a text or whatever, a card.
Right. That's so true.
Yeah.
So what do you guys, what do you have on your bucket list?
Antarctica.
Okay. I was like, wait, there's either a story here or
She wants
Tell
to go to
me-
Antarctica.
Tell me more.
Go to Antarctica, but it's
Okay.
really expensive.
are you going to do, because I heard now you can fly into Antarctica rather than doing the, what is it,
you
Drake's
can
Passage?
the Drake
or-
Passage, but I think that's like
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
I just learned about this, actually. I told you I had a chiropractor on. Shout out to Dr. Justin Grabowski. He and his wife are huge travelers, and they want to do that, or he
It's
wants
just
to do it with
really
friends. And I'm
expensive.
like, it looks terrifying to me.
really expensive.
Unsure.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I
'Cause I'm
would
game.
love to
You're
hit
game.
all
Okay.
7 continents.
How many continents have you done?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I've done 4.
Okay.
So I still need South America,
Okay.
which we're gonna hit. We're going to Colombia next in about a year.
Amazing.
And then I need to hit Asia and
Okay.
then Antarctica.
Okay, very
But
good.
it is so expensive, and so we were gonna plan it, and then I was just like, wow, we could take like 3 or 4 trips of the cost. You know what I mean? And if I'm gonna do Antarctica, I want to I don't know, go over, what is it, that Arctic or Antarctic line, and I want to do a polar plunge in the Antarctic Sea.
You want to
and
completely immerse yourself.
immerse myself in
Okay.
it. I'm going to walk with those penguins. I don't want to just stop at Elephant Island and say I touched Antarctica.
Yeah.
I mean, I would. I mean, yeah, it's not. I mean, if someone wanted to take me, I would do it.
Yeah.
But that's what I want, and to do it right.
Yeah.
For both of us, is going to be about $50,000, and I'm
Are
just
you
like,
kidding? It's
no.
that much?
It's that
And I'm just
much,
like,
yeah.
As a
gosh,
family?
No,
Or
just
did-
Matt and
Even
I.
just the two
Just
of
the
you?
two of us,
Yes,
50
it's
grand.
bananas. By the time
is it
you
so expensive?
fly down there,
So we may never do
it's
it.
a whole thing.
Holy
We never-
cow.
Yes.
Let's find you some
We need
kind
a
of
book deal.
sponsor.
We need a
Yeah,
book deal.
yes, I need a sponsor.
Book deal. We'll talk about that too, but go
It'd be
ahead.
amazing.
Well, I was
Yeah.
just going to say, I think with Chrissy and I, the big thing is I'm a big believer in positivity. I think
Yeah.
when you have a positive mindset.
Oh, we noticed. Everyone knows.
Okay, I'm just
Wow,
gonna
look at
text
the
you.
negativity just
I'm
seeping
gonna-
out of my wife.
I'm gonna call you every time I need a boost,
right. Yes.
a daily boost.
Well, I just feel like when you're positive, your body responds. Your
Yeah.
body's listening to you. So if you're positive, it helps your immune system defeat the cancer, or at least keep it at bay. And so one way I like to stay positive is having things to look forward to.
Yeah.
So Chrissy and I like to have about 4 vacations planned in the future, right?
it.
So once we finish a vacation, we start planning the 4th one in the future, because we've
yeah.
already got 3
I
coming up.
completely understand that.
So
Yeah,
we're
I
always
love it.
so we've got a cruise. We're going on a cruise next week. We've got a cruise in April. We've got a vacation in Colorado in September. We've got a cruise in January. That's the 4.
Good for you.
So then we come back from this cruise next week, and we're gonna start planning that
Like,
next
okay.
trip.
Yeah.
Do you do the same cruise line, by the way, or do you mix it up?
We mix it up.
Okay, I was just curious. Like, do we need to get you like a Royal Caribbean partnership of some
Ooh,
kind?
yeah. So we do
That'd be nice.
Royal Caribbean or Norwegian mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so let's talk about you guys being authors.
Yeah.
I think you may or may not have a little book down here that we want to bring up.
Chrissy's the
It's
newest
so pretty.
author.
You
I
are
am
the newest author. Congratulations.
I want it in. He's written 6 books, and
You've written 6.
6 books.
Okay, we'll get to that. I didn't know that was that many.
He's incredible. So I wanted in. So this is, I don't know. So I have some deep-seated, things about just life and what I wanted to give.
Don't we
to-
all?
Right.
Good
Yes.
for you for putting it into action.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, give the things that, basically how I was raised, was to be sweet and pretty and sugar and spice and everything nice.
Yeah.
And certain things about girls how girls are supposed to be. And I have just decided to raise my daughter in a totally different way.
Ooh, I want to hear about this.
I want her to be brave and gritty and strong. And, so, I mean, she can be beautiful too. That's wonderful because I think women can be all of those.
Yes.
And so, I don't know. So anyways, so this is sort of like how I raised my daughter in a sense. It's called The Brave Warrior Queen.
Okay.
And it's about a little girl named Maya. And so everyone knows the book Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day.
Yep.
So Alexander has a really bad day, right? So Maya has a really bad day. And not that I love the Alexander book, don't get me wrong. But at the end, the lesson is just, well, some days are like that. And it's like, well, and that's true. And sometimes we just need to suck it up. And some days are like that. But how do we get through each of these moments? What are we doing with our body in that moment? How are we talking to ourselves in that moment? So that's
take it to the next level.
Let's take it to the next level. Yes,
Yeah.
Let's expand it. So this is little Maya. And she's just an everyday girl, and she goes through very everyday activities. You know what I mean? So she has she's frustrated with her brother at breakfast because he ate all of her cereal.
Yeah.
And then her friends don't want to play with her on the playground and things like that. So, but then when she's having a hard time, a little brave warrior queen appears. And it's just like a kind of a special friend that only she can see. And that warrior queen tells her, kind of talks her through each of these hard, scary, frustrating things throughout her day. And then at the end of the day is where I think it all comes around, is that she is like, she's kind of proud on how she handled her day. And she's like, who are you? Like, to the brave warrior queen. And the warrior queen's like, well, I'm you. I'm the bravest you. So then she looks at herself in the mirror, sees herself as the brave warrior queen, and says, I am my own brave warrior queen. Meaning, you don't need a hero. You are your own hero.
Yeah.
So you can find that bravery, that gumption, that grit, that, all of brilliance within yourself.
within.
And it's always there with you all the time.
Yeah.
So.
And look how articulate you are with this.
Oh, thank
like
you.
your passion,
Yes.
your
Can you tell? Like,
I
yes.
can, and I absolutely love it. Was this a reflection of going through what you went through, or was this something that you had brainstormed before?
Oh, this is definitely a reflection of what I went through. So, the boys had some hard times after the diagnosis.
Okay.
And there was one time when my Alex, our middle, we were sitting outside. It was at family night. And we were waiting for our table.
You were square dancing.
Yeah,
obviously.
we were square dancing. We were waiting for our table. And he asked a very poignant question. He said, when are you going to give up on me so I can do whatever I want? And Matt immediately was like, never. We're never giving up on you. And I'm a bit of a slow processor at times when I'm like, I needed to like really process and think about that question.
Absolutely.
So, because like, wow, that's profound. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because they were really stressing us. And wanted to do some things that they wanted to do that we didn't want them to do.
Okay.
And
because of their ages.
And
Right?
yes,
A big part of that, yeah.
Yes, and just, teenagers,
Yes,
we don't need to go
teenage
into
boys.
specifics, but yes, it's hard times.
Yeah.
Exacerbated by what was happening in our lives. And the next day, I wrote him a text, Alex, and I just said, hey, last night you asked when we were going to give up on you. And the answer is never, because your mom is a badass warrior queen, and I could have cancer and be your mom too. I'm not going anywhere.
I love that.
And so badass warrior queen kind of came our like thing, mantra.
Yep.
Like I made vinyl stickers
It kept
and everything.
surfacing and
yes,
coming
like,
through.
yes, I'm a badass warrior queen, and just empowering other women, whether you're going through a divorce or an illness or your parent died or whatever.
Yeah.
Even just normal parenting of kids and teenagers. We're all badass warrior queens. Anyway, so that.
And I am going to walk away from this today feeling the exact same thing, by the way. And I will tell our girls at home too.
So
You are badass.
Thank you.
For the children's book, we didn't think badass was like maybe the way to go. So we
You need like one with the E and one without.
Yeah. So we did Brave Warrior Queen.
Okay.
So basically, this is how I talk to myself. This is how I trained my daughter to talk to herself and how to be brave and do it every day.
Yeah.
So yes, it definitely ties into the cancer, but I think because of it, it just kind of came out. And he is an inspiration. I mean, he has published 6 books, and I have been with him from the very beginning of this journey. And so I felt like maybe I could do it with his help.
You had a little FOMO.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, she did a great job.
Well, and he
5-star
so
review.
much help.
When did this come out, by the way?
December.
Oh, literally just came out like a few months ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So 6 books for you.
Yeah.
What's the backstory there?
I won't bore you with all the long details. But
I don't get bored. But you can give me whatever version you want.
Go ahead.
Well, the point is that I grew up I've always loved writing. You know, I'm a voracious reader. I grew up reading books, writing short stories, writing books, but I could never just finish a novel. So when
My favorite story about you is that you had like a neighborhood newsletter when he was a child. So I was like, he was like writing a newspaper even as a child.
I was typing a newspaper on my parents' typewriter
That is
with
so
the
cute.
whiteout and the ink
I thought you were gonna
ribbon.
say, like,
I
your
mean,
Macintosh with Oregon Trail on there. Yeah.
I'm older than you, so it was
I think
before
it was the
Macintosh.
typewriter. Yeah.
It was a typewriter. Then I graduated to an electric typewriter.
Oh, good.
Then to a Texas
You're
Instrument
really making
computer.
yourself sound old, though.
Yeah. Well, I'm 51, so yeah, I am old. However, I've always loved writing, and then I kind of put it to the side. And then when Chrissy became pregnant with Jackson, I realized if I lost my job, it'd be nice to have another way to make some income.
Sure.
Why not write a book?
Yeah.
So I wrote my first book. It was a spiritual adventure novel. I sent it to all these publishers. I had high hopes. Rejection, rejection, rejection. No one wanted to publish it. And I'm like, okay. So I read a book about how to write a book.
Okay.
And it said, write about what you know.
Okay.
So I thought, well, my Northwestern experience, walking on, earning a scholarship, our team going from the worst to the best, is a really cool story. So my first real book that I published was The Walk On. I wrote about my football experience, and a bunch of Chicago bookstores were buying it, and it was really successful, and it won first place in a contest. I'm like,
Amazing.
oh my goodness, like, okay, good.
Okay, this is possible.
I can
Yeah,
write.
we got this. Yeah.
So then, but I self-published that. Then I self-published a murder mystery about TV news. Then I self-published a time travel adventure. I like just going to all these different genres. It's just
So
fun.
moving into fiction.
Right, all over the place. Yeah, I went from nonfiction to 2 fictions.
Okay.
And then Reedy Press out of St. Louis reached out. They're a publishing unit, and they write niche books. Okay. So like, hey, the best restaurants of Kansas City, the best restaurants of Omaha, the best restaurants of Houston, and they hire an author in each city to write those books.
Oh.
So they said, hey, you're a TV guy, you write books, do you want to write for us? And I'm like, yeah. Hello, a real publisher?
Let's go.
I don't have to self-publish?
Yeah.
So I wrote Unique Eats and Eateries of Kansas City, and I focused on like 86 restaurants in Kansas City that are unique and told their history, and the picture is beautiful. That ended up being their bestseller. So they said, we want you to write another book. And I said, if I'm writing another book, I want to write about the Royals. I'm a huge Kansas City Royal fan.
Yeah.
So I wrote a big history book about the Kansas City Royals.
Okay.
That has sold really well.
Amazing.
And then I was like, I'm going to write a spiritual adventure about a guardian angel that I wanted to write, which I self-published.
I love because it kind of came full circle because that's what you wanted to do the first time, and now you're like, I'm doing it.
I
wrote that down
to do
because
it.
I saw you also like referenced a movie. The preacher.
The bishop's wife, the preacher's wife with Denzel Washington.
I was reading this and I was like, I haven't seen either of those. I should check this out
Great
when
movies.
reading about your book.
Great movies. But yeah, no. So and I'm so spiritual that to be able to share my spirituality with others in a non-threatening way. I'm not the kind that's like, if you don't believe this, you're going to hell. No. It's just, hey, just believe in something, please. Maybe a higher being, whatever that looks like to you.
Yeah.
And now I'm in the middle of writing another book about the history of Kansas Jayhawk basketball.
Okay.
So it's going to be it's like a coffee table picture book.
Without even having gone to KU.
Right. It's been great.
Did you just become like a massive
an
KU
expert
basketball fan?
No, but I've followed KU basketball since I've been here, but it was one of those.
I went to KU and have many KU
so
connections.
I
love this.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, and it starts at like 1899, the first KU basketball
invented
team.
basketball. I mean,
Right. All the way to present day, and talking about all the great players all the way through. And then we wrote a book about our cancer journey. So everyone kept saying, write a book about your cancer journey. And so we were like, okay, well, let's write a book. We wanted to do it differently.
Okay.
I could have written the book and said, well, Chrissy felt this way. Well, that's not fair to Chrissy. Why not let Chrissy have her voice in this book? So I said, why don't we alternate chapters, alternate voices, alternate past and present timelines? So we start in the present. Chrissy has her cancer from her point of view. Then my point of view. Then we go to the past. Chrissy talks about her childhood. I talk about my childhood.
That's
and
brilliant.
it just kind of, the timeline goes until we meet to present day. And so we finished it. We have a literary agent who's shopping it right now as we speak.
Sweet.
Hoping to get a book deal somewhere because
How could you not with that?
I mean,
Truly.
I would love to.
I would
Truly.
think
Yeah.
it's got all the elements.
Yeah.
And look, the worst case scenario is we just self-publish it and we sell it here in Kansas City and you guys read it. But I think I agree with you that it's got all the elements of making a really good book, and I'm hoping that a publisher will buy into it and buy it and publish it for us. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
When did you finish writing that? Like, how far into your journey?
Oh gosh, well we had some setbacks when we started it, and then that was another one of our jokes. So we went to the because we started it when I just had cancer, and then so we were at the emergency room, found out about his cancer. So we're driving to KU Med to get him admitted, and Matt's like, well, the book's gonna have part 3. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, I guess so. Didn't it twist to the book? So we have been writing it for a while. I needed a little bit more encouragement because I am not quite as confident as author as Matt, obviously. And we write differently, and I write more how I speak when I'm like, well, if it's going to be my point of view, it's going to be direct and raw and real. And I'm going to be you. I'm going to be funny.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm going to tell the hard truth. I mean, there's a whole chapter of a very invasive pelvic exam.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That people need to know.
No, I have such an appreciation for this. Going back to being pregnant and all the things, like we need to be talking about all the things.
And
that we
you
have
should know these things.
No shame.
Before you're naked on the, on the table.
Well, and the truth is Chrissy's a fantastic writer. I mean, I'm reading some of her chapters. I'm like, this is better than what I'm writing. No, it's fantastic. And the book itself, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I know that I wrote the book, and Chrissy did too. But this is a fantastic book. Like, I'm rereading it, and I'm like, this is really good.
Yeah.
Like, it flows.
There cannot be a lot of other similar stories to
Correct.
that.
And we talk about faith and inspiration, and we have stories in there. And it's just, once it gets out, I think people are really going to love it.
Yep.
It's just, when's it going to come out and who's going to shepherd it? Is it going to be a publisher or is it going to be us?
So what do we need to do to help with that? We need to get a publisher to pick it up?
To say
whoever that is?
Whoever that is.
Okay.
Yes.
Are there publishers?
Can we tell the secret?
About
Maddie. The secret about Maddie.
Oh, Maddie. Maddie wrote in the book.
Maddie has a couple chapters in the book.
Amazing.
So raw and real.
So it is.
That's a bucket list item for sure for you guys as a family.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I asked if she wanted to, like, I would just, and she wasn't sure, and she gave me her first chapter, and it was
perfect,
heart-wrenching and perfect. And she's a little author too, and
really
so
good.
I think it adds a really beautiful development, because one of the number one questions people ask is about the kids and how they responded, and and there's really not a lot of that out there.
Yeah.
In in a memoir. I mean, a 14-year-old girl who, you know what I mean, like, is wearing her dad's wedding ring because he couldn't wear it in his brain surgery, and you know what I mean, like that's yeah.
Did the boys want to have any part?
No.
Right. Okay.
We asked them.
Fair.
Yeah.
We gave them an opportunity.
That's great.
To
Yeah. Don't need to. Yeah. What have you guys done in terms of your marriage? I mean, you obviously have such a strong marriage, but since all of this has happened, have there been certain things that you've done beyond faith and planning family trips that you've done to really keep that marriage so strong and so loving and so
I'd say
hilarious and joyful?
And it's really along the traveling.
Okay.
We've gone on a couple trips, just the two of us.
Great. Love
just
that.
to experience life together, because we love traveling with friends, we love traveling with family, but there's nothing replaces just traveling the two of us. It's just the two of us the whole time for a week.
So important.
And it helps you reconnect.
Yeah.
Well, and Sunday morning coffee. That is like our number one marriage advice.
Is this at
Sunday
home?
morning coffee.
Well,
it's at
Saturday and Sunday morning coffee.
Weekend coffee.
Weekend coffee.
And
what does this entail? Just like grabbing a cup of coffee and sitting at the table, or
yes, you're
out back
literally
or whatever?
you can be on the porch if it's nice, or we just sit and
we brew a pot of coffee
and sit there
for like 2 hours.
2 hours
and just chat
on Saturday and Sunday morning, and we just catch up. We go through the calendar. We
like
talk
plan
about
for the next
mind.
week, so we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
And just sit and be together.
Yeah.
And
That's super sweet.
And sometimes it is a planning session when it's like, something you don't always connect during the week because you're working and busy. And you say, oh, hey, it's on the coffee time, and we're going to
But I mean,
that.
you're married. I mean, think about all those husbands and wives. It's like all week just passing by.
Yeah.
You're so busy. You never see each other. You never talk. So to have that intentionality of, hey, okay, this weekend, we wake up at 7 a.m. What are you doing at 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning?
Yeah.
Brew a pot of coffee, sit on the couch, talk to each other for a couple
Quality
hours.
time.
Then go
Intentional
about your day.
quality
Schedule
time.
it. Yeah, intentional quality time. Yes, it could be Friday night happy hour. It doesn't have to be coffee.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we're blessed in the way that we don't need babysitters anymore, and our teenagers are not up at 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would go as far to say like, hey, could a grandparent take the kids in the morning or anything to just have a couple hours of just you time.
Yeah.
And no expectations. Like I don't have to get dressed up and fancy.
No pressure.
No pressure.
No timelines.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
You roll out of bed.
I want to get into a little bit more about what you guys love about Kansas City. But before we do that, I want to go back to what is on the horizon for both of you right now in terms of doctor's appointments or treatments or medication. Like what happens from here at the current state that you're at?
I mean, it's here and it's here forever. My joke is that like at our house, we talk about oncology visits and CT scans like other families talk about dentist appointments and haircuts.
Okay.
Like, so you're just like, oh, I have a haircut tomorrow. Okay. Like I have a CT tomorrow. Okay.
Yep.
Like it's no big deal. And we don't really call attention to it. It's on the family calendar.
Yep.
But we just tell the kids that if there's something to know, we'll let you know.
Okay.
But I mean, just no one is stressed about the CT scans.
Perfect.
I mean, we might be.
Sure.
But like
sure.
everyone else, no.
Yeah.
So lots of monitoring.
Okay.
I am not on treatment at all right now, but like this afternoon, I will go get labs and see my oncologist.
Okay.
And then I do regular CT scans. I think I said that already. And we're just kind of watching me.
Okay.
And then I do
Just regular maintenance.
regular maintenance monitoring, making sure and taking really close care. I mean, every 8 weeks,
Okay.
And then there is a really revolutionary blood test called Signatera.
Ooh.
And he and I both do it actually.
Okay.
And it is revolutionary because it actually took my personal tumor cells, which I didn't know that they kept, but they keep them in a warehouse.
In a warehouse.
Like a chunk of my tumor, which is really gross. But okay.
To study later?
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah. So they like went and took, a bit of my tumor. And they made a blood test that's specifically for me.
Okay.
And it can tell if I have any circulating tumor DNA in my blood. So basically, it almost tells you ahead of the scan,
Great. Right.
what that is. So then I do that as well.
Okay.
Every 8 weeks. So mine is really simple. I am just living large and loving life and working out.
You just have your recurring calendar
Yes.
that you know
but
to
just
anticipate.
really enjoying feeling well.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Good.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
Love
so
it.
Matt is on a different schedule right now.
Well, I mentioned this at the beginning of the podcast. I mean, I'm on Keytruda and chemo right now.
Yeah.
So I am basically on chemo for life.
Okay.
So every 2 weeks for the rest of my life, I will go in for Keytruda and chemo. Now, if by some chance the Keytruda works and all the tumors disappear, maybe I could get off chemo eventually.
Yeah,
but-
because I was on chemo for life as well until I wasn't.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Good to know.
But right now, I'm just assuming that every 2 weeks. So I've been doing this for a year and a half, every 2 weeks. And basically, it's the way chemo works for me is I go in on a Friday after work. So I wake up at 2 a.m. for work, going to work at 3 a.m. I'm on the morning show from 4 a.m. until 10. Then I'll go to the doctor. I'll do chemo until maybe 4 p.m. Come home, I'm feeling sick and nauseous and not really good. So I just crash, sleep until the next morning.
Okay.
I have chemo with me. I bring a chemo bag with me, so I have that on for 42
A little
hours.
fanny pack.
Okay.
And it's like
I hope
it
it's
has
like a really cool 80s,
No,
like
it's-
neon.
It kind
lame.
of. Oh no, we could bedazzle it.
I was going to say that
We're not
we haven't
gonna
even talked about the
bedazzle.
hats.
It's-
Maybe that could be your next
it's
line that you create.
Okay, let's move on. Anyways, it has a short half-life, so it just pumps in every like 5 minutes. It pumps in a little more chemo into my port.
Okay.
And then Sunday morning I get detached. Then I get 2 weeks later I'm doing it again.
Okay.
So it's just it's a never-ending cycle. And yeah, I'm fatigued and I don't feel great, but I know that after a few days, I feel back to normal. I feel fine.
Yeah.
So it's totally worth it.
Okay.
And obviously, I'm alive.
You
So
are alive.
It's working
You
to
were
a
here.
degree.
Yes.
So hopefully the Keytruda, as I mentioned, works better than the chemo, and
Great.
hopefully I have better news the next time we
And
talk.
we'll keep following along on
for sure.
Facebook and Instagram to see what that looks like. Okay, great. Anything else that we haven't talked about that's a part of your story, that is a part of what you want people to know about what you guys have gone through or who you've worked with here, whether that's KU or, anyone that you want to shout out that's been instrumental in helping you guys in any way?
KU's been great.
Oh yeah, we love our oncology teams.
Okay.
Yeah, our oncologists have been great.
I love my oncology nurses too.
Okay.
I feel really like they are rooting me on. It's Team Chrissy. I mean, they are
Love
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I was talking with someone who said that their mom had cancer, but she was going to this hospital because it was close to her house. And I'm like, that is a terrible way to make a decision. Mm-hmm. You make a decision based off of, your research, and you want the best.
It's the very best person.
And so when I was diagnosed,
Inconvenience too, but I mean,
KU is a National Institute of Health Cancer Center. Anyways, when I was first diagnosed, Chrissy asked her oncologist, who is the best colorectal surgeon at KU? Mm-hmm. And he said, Dr. Al-Rajabi. And I said, okay, well, that's who I want.
Done and done.
And I'm not settling for anything else. This is your life.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people settle and go, well, one hospital's as good as another. They're not.
Yeah.
They're
One's
not.
closer, one's less
Advocate,
expensive or
advocate.
something.
Yeah.
And every hospital has their expertise, right? Mm-hmm. KU's expertise is cancer. If you have cancer, go to KU. That's their expertise. Mm-hmm. So people who just out of convenience or whatever, I'm just like, this is your life.
Word to the wise. Yeah.
Word to the wise. Advocate for yourself. Make sure that you are getting the best care possible. And if you're not happy with your care, get a second opinion. Go somewhere else. Don't be afraid to hurt that doctor's feelings. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're alive
Yeah.
because you hurt that doctor's feelings.
Yeah.
So
Great advice.
You gotta take care of yourself.
I love that. Good. Okay. So you guys are both from Omaha.
yeah.
You've been here for 20 years.
Yeah.
What do you love about Kansas City?
Everything.
Everything. It's a big hug.
Everything and then some.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The weather is much more mild than Omaha. So it's only 180 miles
Is it
south.
really?
But it is, the weather here is so much better.
Oh, that's so funny. I would not have known that.
Oh, no, right? I mean,
Okay.
it's because it's pretty close. But, the snow and the cold up there, I do enjoy Kansas City weather.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
That's
how,
a reason we moved here too, from Chicago.
I love how it's almost every neighborhood seems to have like a pocket park. You know what I mean? When you have little kids.
Yeah.
I remember growing up in Omaha and like you'd have to get in the car if you wanted to go to the park or you'd have to go to the elementary school. But here it's like every neighborhood, there's like a small park kind of tucked
I hadn't
away
really
in
thought
every
about that.
neighborhood.
That's such a good point.
I think as parents, when you're raising kids here, and think about the athletic leagues, the baseball, 3-2 baseball, or I'm not Blue Valley. I'm sorry, I don't want to.
So much
Yeah.
There's
opportunity.
so many opportunities
Yeah.
for kids in sports, with every
theater
sport.
and music.
Oh my gosh, the
art.
theater scene.
Yeah, the
is
theater and art scene here.
huge.
It comes up in conversation a lot. Actually, in
Yeah.
podcast episodes too, people are really
There's so much
enthralled with
opportunity
it.
in Kansas City. And then even like if you're a young 20s, now I wasn't here in my young 20s and I was married when we moved here, but think about like the nightlife.
Yeah.
Going to Westport or Power and Light. And then the sports teams. I mean, you got the Royals and the Chiefs and sporting
And the food.
current.
Yeah.
Oh, the food is fantastic.
Which
I mean,
I definitely want to know where you guys love to eat. So right there
well,
with you.
and I went to school in Chicago, and the thing I didn't like about Chicago is it seems like everyone lived on top of each other. It was really crowded. And Kansas City spread out enough that you don't feel like you're crowded. You're being crowded. You have your space.
Yeah.
You can go home to your suburban home and breathe and live.
We have really good suburbs here.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big
Do the
city
city life
but it
and then
still
live your
has-
suburban life. Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
schools.
It has a big city feel in a lot of ways, but it's still like just this small Midwestern town in a sense too.
Yep.
Like I just call it a big Omaha. Like all the things I loved about growing up in Omaha, and the friendliness of the people, and I mean, you
Kansas
have
City
that in
nice.
Kansas City here. But
Everybody is so friendly. Okay. What would a perfect day in Kansas City look like for you guys or you and your family? Where would you go? Where would you eat? What would you see? What would you do?
That's an interesting question. I
to
mean,
answer.
there's so many great things to do. For us, we try to live a perfect Kansas City day every Christmas.
Okay.
Where we go to Union Station.
Oh, yeah.
Because we love
Can't beat
eating
that.
lunch at Harvey's. And they've got the big, like, holiday explosion right in the grand hall, and then they always have a wonderful exhibit.
Wonderful exhibit. We're
we did
big
the
Union
immersive
Station fans.
Yeah, we did the immersive Titanic.
Yeah.
The World War I Museum is fantastic, especially now that they've done all those renovations. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it's
awesome.
incredible.
And I love like going to a Royals game. So just to be able to go to a Royals game, not to say I don't love going to a Chiefs game, but the traffic gets a little too much for me there.
Yeah.
But the
so
Royals game
moves
is
into
just,
the number one spot for you.
yeah, and I've always been a huge Royals fan. So I mean,
Yeah.
just to go there. So no, I mean that just getting out and about and then eating a good meal somewhere. So many great
I'd
restaurants.
say on a really basic level, especially when the kids were little, we loved to swim and we loved to go to water parks. And there's lots of really cool, yes, there's Oceans of Fun and there used to be Schlitterbahn and Great Wolf, I guess, too. But I feel like even like in the suburbs, like I feel like they have like these cool pools that have water slides and, whatever.
yeah.
But that was just always so fun. I just
That's
felt like, if I'm comparing to Omaha, I feel like we have lots of different kinds of pool and water activities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
many.
lakes and,
A lot of lakes around, Casey. That's true. Favorite places that you guys like to eat?
Well, Mi Ranchito is kind of our go-to Mexican
Ranchito.
Perfect.
restaurant.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I love J. Alexander's, but that's a chain.
That is a chain.
That's
but
okay.
That
I like
wild rice
supporting
orzo
local.
salad. The wild rice orzo
It's
salad.
just the prime
gosh.
rib is my favorite, but
Yeah.
I love supporting local as
Yeah.
well. So I love going
Yeah.
like Jasper's. Oh my gosh, his fettuccine alfredo is just it's a delight.
Such a great family business here
Right.
too. Yeah, like a
so many of those.
long-standing.
Chrissy loved to go to Andres, right?
Oh, love
Yes.
Andres.
Andres with
So great, of course.
The chocolates are so good there. And
Yeah.
The what is it? The chocolate covered almonds are my favorite. I love those. I
Right.
mean, they have so many.
It was
so
like
many things
Maddie
that are
and
so
like
good.
it was like our thing, and she has like this notes on her phone, so we could try all the desserts and rate them. And
Yeah.
I mean, Q39, Jack Stack. I mean, great
So
barbecue.
Q39, Kelly McGee was on the
Yep.
podcast.
Kelly's
She talks
great.
about
We love
Rob
Kelly.
and what they're doing for colon cancer and everything.
Well, and she just opened up a new store in Lawrence.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I can't wait to go. We actually go back there for sports, so we're going to have to find a time to get there. Yeah. Love it.
what's that vegan place I love? Harvest Kitchen.
Oh, Harvest Kitchen,
Harvest
yeah.
Kitchen.
It's in Overland Park.
Yeah.
Or Leawood.
Oh,
all
at Town
vegan.
Center?
Yeah, Town
Whole
Center.
Harvest?
Whole
I think it's what it
Harvest.
is.
Kitchen. Yes.
Really good.
Yes, so good.
Are you vegan?
Yeah.
No, but I'm on the vegetarian side of the line.
Okay,
So
got it.
Yes, absolutely delicious.
Love it. Okay. Anything else that you guys want to share? Obviously, we need to know where to follow you. We talked about all the things Memoir on Instagram.
We have a website, mattstewartbooks.com, if you're interested in looking at my books, Chrissy's book. So yeah, mattstewartbooks.com. Piece of
Okay.
cake.
Very good.
I think that's it. It's been great.
Yeah.
Thanks
This
for
has been
chatting
great.
with us.
You guys are
Been a fun
honestly
conversation.
like your energy, your laughs, your family and marriage dynamics that you guys are talking about are so heartwarming. You guys are like a hug. You talk about the
yeah.
hug with people,
Yeah.
but like you
Nice.
guys genuinely feel like that. And I mean, there's so many ways that we can support you guys and to
thank
keep
you for
following
having
along on the
us.
journey, and all the prayers for you guys, of course.
Thank you.
And anything else we can do to support you guys.
Right? Tell a
me
publisher to
know.
publish our book.
We need
That's
a
it.
publisher. Is there a publisher? Is there one here in KC, or
There
does it have
is.
to be-
Andrews McNeil,
there is.
Universal,
Okay. Yeah,
downtown.
Like, I don't know this world, but I will do
Yeah.
whatever I can to help.
Yeah. So if you know an executive at Penguin Random House, you let them know.
Okay, and then
Matt and
lastly,
Chrissy Stewart need to be published. Let's go.
that's it. We're gonna put that out there for sure. And then, are you gonna start a hat collection? Do we need to hear anything about
yes.
hats?
You know
I think
what?
you should do that.
If someone would be, I would definitely. 'Cause I do have a lot of hat knowledge.
If
and
I
a
had
lot
a dollar,
of
if I had a
Yeah.
dollar for every time Chrissy's like, "Can you hang up this new hat hanger?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like,
Well, I bought so many that now
All
they
over
need to
our
be
closet.
organized.
Yep.
And you got
lot of hat
after 4.5
organizers.
years of not having hair, like you have, it's different. You have different hat colors, different
Sure.
hat styles for different events.
Of course.
And then there are summer hats and there are winter hats.
Yep.
So they're really, I mean, they're,
You're going to
it's a
become, you're an
lot.
author, and then you're going to become, I don't know,
Hat
a hat
maker.
something.
Yeah.
So I wore this hat because I loved your,
Good,
like,
thank you. Yeah.
yes, in honor of your hat collection that I
Yeah.
saw that you're probably helping her organize and hang. But
100%.
Amina Hood is a local hat maker.
Oh, Amina
And so
Hood.
you should follow her and get
I
in touch
will.
with her. But
Amina Hood. Okay, I will.
had this
I like
made.
that,
She kind of does like
yeah.
this shape, and I loved it so much. And
I love it.
I looked her up today because I want to make sure I got her Instagram handle right.
Well,
But
yeah, and
she
you
is someone
definitely
you should
like.
connect with.
I mean, you find certain hat styles that like you like and that fit with your face
Yep.
and things like that. And yeah,
Yeah.
So this is one of my main styles. Is
Yes.
like the baker's cap or
Love it.
a newsboy cap.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you could start a line. You can just kind of add that to your list of things. Okay. So
I have no idea how to even go about that.
I don't either, but we'll figure it out together. Okay. Yeah. You guys are so fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
This has been such a pleasure to talk to you guys.
You bet.
Thank you so much for tuning in and finding inspiration in these incredible stories. If you love what you hear, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode, leave a rating, and share the show to help these Kansas City voices reach even more listeners.